Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. We will succeed, and this week will go by faster than any other you've experienced. But there has been some price movement, which is encouraging. But have a look. We'll be discussing Bitcoin's future in this video. We are observing the space we must conquer before achieving the next level. Keep in mind 42K before the summer is over, a minor pullback before the uptrend resumes in November. The final quarter of this year marks the beginning of the ultimate ending, the ultimate bullish scenario that will carry us through the first half of next year. We're going to have a chat about the deposition for the XRP case. More lies, nothing but lies, from Hinman, the Hinman test, and the closing acts at Fidelity and Blackrock. The cryptocurrency markets seem to be in chaos. What is going on? Everything is unfolding just as we predicted. I've got you taken care of. Rest your weary bones. Do it in Bitcoin, please. In the last 24 hours, $26,474 has lost 0.28% of its value. A price of $1,730 was set for Ethereum. About 0.5% has been wiped off. Both the USDC and the USD arrived at the dollar exchange rates. Gaining 0.24%, XRP now targets 49 cents. The final figure is 0.48, or $9.49.5. Bitcoin's dominance increased by 0.3% to 47.76%, keeping the total cryptocurrency market cap at $1 trillion. Where do we go from here? Bitcoin needs to rise beyond $26,008 to make the next significant move. The red line with dots is clearly visible. This is the end goal we are shooting for. Presently, one Bitcoin is worth $26,475. We are on the cusp of making contact. When we finally do break out, we'll be aiming for the next range around 28,500. After that, there will be a sharp upward thrust, followed by a continuation to new heights. When Bitcoin reaches around $41,000 or $42,000, investors will begin to diversify their holdings away from the cryptocurrency and into more stable alternatives. This is exactly what I foresaw happening at the start of the year, and now it's happening. Now, as you may know, 3 hunters are freed from the deluxe list every day, daily, or every Monday of the week. Look, here's one of those stunning hunters who might still be available. Since these normally sell out rapidly, I can't say for sure. You should probably listen up. The XRP lawsuit. What exactly are we dealing with? Jimmy Valley certainly simplifies things. Easy as pie. Now he's here. After considering the weight of the information revealed by Hinman, in my judgment, the legal foundation for the SEC's case against Ripple has crumbled in front of everyone's eyes. But the SEC's own internal judgment, supported by internal memos and analyses, was that XRP was not a security. What happened to the ex-spouse? SEC officials conferred in 2018. They looked at XRP and a number of other cryptocurrencies and concluded that no legal proceedings or enforcement were required on the token itself in 2018. You heard it from Brad Garlinghouse himself. Over the course of numerous meetings, he and Jay Clayton discussed XRP, Ripple, and Ripple's plans for the coin without the presence of an attorney. Even though Jay Clayton used to tell you to come in and talk with us, and Gary Gensler still does to this day, Jay Clayton refused to respond him. Please visit our office. Get on the right track with our assistance. So then what? The Moment 2020 lawsuit was dropped in a Grinch-like fashion right before the holidays. Jay Clayton absconded from his political position. Hinman resigned from his post in the government. After being MIT's foremost crypto expert, Gary Gensler came in and began to see all cryptocurrencies as securities. Dowell Capital's analysis prior to the litigation is consistent with this. The lawsuit was filed by agents of the CCP as the Chinese Communist Party and other communist factions as a weapon against the American people to prevent their participation in the public transaction to a fair, equitable, and transparent blockchain-based financial system. Only a direct decision in favor of Ripple from the SEC District Federal Court will do at this time. The SEC must pay back all of Ripple's legal fees, $200 million, and set up a fund to reimburse ordinary people who own XRP tokens for any losses they may have sustained. I agree with Jimmy's basic premise. He's here to do right, and I'm going to stand with him as he does it, on behalf of every X and P holder and in light of the harm that's been done. This lawsuit never occurred, people. If XRP's price had leveled off, what do you think it would be today? This is much beyond any previous peak. It just cost me $3. At the time of the halving of Bitcoin's value, XRP was projected to range between $15 to $23. Perhaps we still have a shot at making it, but at this point it seems really unlikely. If it weren't for the SEC and their antics, many of us sitting here today wouldn't be thinking about this litigation and how it's affected us. Dean John weighs in. Deposition of Hinman, and he's out. He says they didn't censor the word consensus or anything. Hinman claims to have had 4 or 5 meetings with them, although one of them could have been a phone call. The dates in question are December 13, 2017 to June 8, 2018. The meeting with Vitalik Buterin brings the total number of confirmed encounters to 5. Take note of his testimony where he mentions email. He says, "The SEC has previously refused to provide out this correspondence, which Empower is currently trying to be disclosed. You may have noticed that Jay Clayton had already discussed the importance of holding at least a couple of consensus meetings with him," says he. Why is Clayton's law firm, Sullivan & Cromwell, so important? Joe Lubin retained the law firm of Sullivan & Cromwell to speak for the masses. We can all now agree that Joe's decision to nominate Clayton as chairman was an extremely astute one. Even though it's common knowledge that Clayton accepted a bribe, this doesn't prove it. But why does he care so much about holding sessions where everyone agrees? Reason being, Sullivan & Cromwell had a lot of unanimity as a client. In his deposition, why did Hickman include a working-class Lubin? He was invited inside by some reploids. Clayton ordered them to seek agreement among themselves. The fact that Hinman claims to have no recollection either way strongly suggests that he committed the crime. However, it is plain to see that not all entrepreneurs are afforded the same level of access to the regulatory process. More deception from the SEC and Bill Hinman himself follows. Here are Hinman's email responses to the question of whether or not he was familiar with Perkins Qua attorney Lowell Ness. He claims he hears a chime, but only a faint one. "I wouldn't be able to recognize him in a crowd." Oh, right. If you recognize someone or anything, you're probably trying to hide the fact that you know who it is. Thursday, March 26, 2018. On March 28, 2018, Lowell Ness gave him a memo and met with him to discuss safe harbor. Well done, Hinman. You are a liar. However, rest assured. Because of the Hinman experiment. Permit me to return here. Indeed, this does exist. Investor capital. We also had many conversations with, shall we say, token issuers, all of whom assured me that they intended to succeed in the Hinman test. Take a good long look at Hyman's expression. He questions how the speaker is familiar with the Hinman test. But how do you know that? Yeah, I am, he says. After being warned by the SEC not to give this speech, he will give it nonetheless at the Yahoo Finance Summit. Never bring up Ethereum. Why does it have to be Ethereum specifically? Instead of saying digital currencies, why didn't he just say that? He referred to Ethereum by name. So, I don't know why we're even having this conversation. The Hinman hypothesis. That, you should know, is. And. The test has been widely publicized. As we progress, and a picture emerges, the pieces fall into place. Why? So, what do we see? Fidelity. Capital Fidelity. We are getting Bitcoin ETF applications ready. They're looking to purchase Gray, by the way. The firm of Barry Silbert. They want to buy some gray area. According to the DOJ, the legacy companies are entering the market to buy up space for little to nothing. Therefore, Faithfulness is actively seeking membership. BlackRock is considering joining us, for the reason that they have joined forces with Coinbase to launch a Bitcoin ETF. If Coinbase gets acquired, I wouldn't be surprised if it disappears altogether. Right. When we consider the leading financial institutions, the United States of America, just what are we looking at? Fidelity. These firms, Goldman, JP Morgan, BlackRock, BNY, Mellon, Morgan Stanley, Vanguard, Blackstone, and Charles Schwab. Everyone wants to get entrance. The timing couldn't be better, since these exchanges are either going voluntarily or being forced to leave the United States. There are no serious cryptophiles on staff. When it comes to crypto, who will be in charge? Gary's crew. Jay's crew. The lads from Essex. These massive corporations and investment businesses will serve as your crypto advisory boards. They must choose what their strategy will be for generating revenue. They made a lot of money off of these trades. You worry that they won't be able to experience it. What are your next steps? Legal action is added on top of it. You alert them to the fact that they are peddling bogus investments. You don't reveal which securities are prohibited. You provoke them into open hostilities. And to shell over $200 million, despite the fact that the vast majority of these people dislike Bittrex. They declared bankruptcy and then left the country. Basically, Binance, the United States banned fiats from using any highways or roads. Only Coinbase and Uphold remain as US-based options. There is now nobody left. On ramps, there is no alternative direct fiat. For what reason aren't they pursuing Uphold? Here's my rationale. Can you still afford to live comfortably? Most users rely on Coinbase. Goldman, JP, Nasdaq, BlackRock, and Schwab are all on the verge of dislodging the current dominant player in the United States. They will all lead to the same destination. Here's why and how you can get started with cryptocurrency investment. This is how the establishment gains access. Now they're preparing themselves for the next run-up by getting in before the next halving. Take note of this. What you just read is extremely significant. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.